Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy John, aka Speros here. In today's YouTube video, we're going to be going over all of the new stuff that we learned and kind of things that got confirmed going into Warzone 2. For those of you who don't know, there was a Warzone 2 reveal today where they went ahead and did the live playtest with a couple of streamers and some devs. So it was cool to get to see everything in action, but we learned a ton of intel from that. Getting into the very first thing, it's going to be the loadouts and how the loadout system works. It's going to be different from Warzone 1 in the fact that you're not going to actually be able to buy a loadout at a buy station, but there are three main ways that you can go ahead and get your loadout weapons. The first is going to be the fastest and the easiest, and that's going to be going ahead and looting, getting cash, and then going to the buy station where you can buy your loadout weapon. When you buy your loadout weapon, it is simply that, just your weapon. It doesn't include perks. It doesn't include a secondary. It is strictly that weapon. The other two ways that you're able to get your loadout, you're actually able to get your perks along with it. So the first way you're going to be able to get your loadout, not only with your primary, secondary, and perks, is going to be going ahead and waiting for the free loadout drop. This comes in around 14-ish minutes into the game, which is a very long time to go without having your loadout or without having perks, whereas Warzone now, it's pretty much the first circle, like the first 2 to 3 minutes of the game, you have your loadout. Or the fastest way to get your loadout with the perks, the secondary, and kind of the full loadout class is going to be going ahead and waiting until the end of the first zone when strongholds become available. When that happens, you're able to go complete the stronghold mission where you basically have to go and fight AI, and then from that you gain access to picking up your loadout from inside of the stronghold. The only downside to the free loadout is the fact that they are universal loadouts. Basically, these loadouts just spawn in and it's anyone and everyone's loadout. They're scattered throughout the map. You can't really keep track of what's going on or how many teams are in the area, whereas before, you know, you're in an area, you think you're all alone, and then you see another loadout drop with yours, you know there's another team, whereas in this, it just drops one loadout for a specific area, and then any and every team can hit it. If another team hits it before you, you can still hit it. It's just kind of there. It's a universal loadout that anybody can use, but you're not given a lot of that information like we were in Warzone 1. While talking about loadout zones, I figure we go ahead and talk about the map. The map in this is Al Mazrah. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is the same map, not only for Warzone 2, but also for DMZ. The map in particular, you would definitely feel like you're playing kind of a Blackout 2.0, from the landscapes to the colors to the shrubbery to the open areas and the hills and everything like that. This seems like a much more balanced, much more built out to be battle royale map than what we saw in Warzone 1. So I think we're safe on the map side of things. Another thing that has a lot of Blackout vibes is going to be the new backpack system. It's kind of the new looting system, if you will. The backpack is basically just an inventory which you can carry up to 5 extra things, and you're able to stack this out any which way that you want. While it is new and it is different, it is kind of nice to have because you're really able to tailor the Warzone experience exactly to how your play style is, and it adds a bit of a skill gap and, you know, will create some very cool storylines, specifically in the end circles and later in game. For example, let's say that you're playing a very hilly terrain end circle. You can go ahead and go to the buy station and buy 5 airstrikes if you want. If you don't want anything else in your backpack, you want 5 airstrikes, you can go ahead and do that, which is pretty crazy and can possibly be overpowered and a little bit broken, but I'm sure there'll be ways that they'll be able to tone this down or at least nerf it. But as of right now, that is kind of the backpack situation. When you do go ahead and pick up elimination, the player's backpack does drop and you're able to go in there and go ahead and loot their stuff, which I think is a really cool feature that I've kind of missed a little bit in the past couple of years of just playing Warzone, is being able to, you know, go in and loot somebody's stuff very efficiently and very precisely, which I personally enjoy, rather than just having kind of their loot just confetti everywhere and just go everywhere, and it's very hard to pick up certain things that you want. So having this backpack system is really a nice addition. While we're on the topic of backpack, something that actually gets stored in your backpack is going to be the armor plates. So the new armor system, basically when you spawn in, you have 2 plates, and this is considered blue armor, if you will, because in the bottom left, you'll be able to see that the armor is actually blue. And when somebody shoots you, they'll get a blue armor hit marker. And then there is another tier of armor where you pick up a satchel and it allows you to put in 3 plates. And when you do this, the armor in the bottom left is going to go ahead and change to purple. And then when someone gets a hit marker on you, it'll be a purple armor indicator, letting them know that you do have 3 plates and you need to kind of take the fight a little bit more cautiously. This obviously is going to create a very interesting dynamic. If you have purple armor and somebody has blue armor and it's kind of a bad fight, but you get a hit marker and you know they only have 2 plates instead of 3, then you might opt to push just because you're in a health advantage, which in battle royales, having more health is kind of a bad thing. And honestly, I'd kind of like to see everybody just have standardized 3 plates, but this is an interesting system and I'm curious to see how it plays out. But like I was saying before, you can actually go ahead and store, you know, extra armor plates in your backpack. They allow you by default to have 3 plates extra, but if you want to stack, you know, 3 more plates, you could put it in your backpack for a total of 6. If you want to use all 5 slots, you can go ahead and have 18 plates total extra. I don't know what you would do with 18 plates, but this does lend itself to having Warzone kind of be, you know, a very role specific game where, you know, you have one person as the medic, they have all the plates, one person as, you know, maybe the specialist that has all of these streaks, and then so on and so forth. So we touched on it earlier, but the buy stations are pretty much the same as they were before, except for the fact of a loadout. You can actually go in and just buy your specific loadout weapon. And obviously inside of the buy station, there's, you know, the staple things that should be in there, like plates, kill streaks, gas masks, things like that. Outside of that, the buy station hasn't changed that much other than the UI, which I really hope that they get back to having some sort of list system UI. I don't really like the bubble UI that they're using inside of the buy stations because it's the same that we have on the main menu and the friends list, and I'm really not a big fan of it. So hopefully we'll get back to a list system, but outside of that, the buy station hasn't changed much. Another thing that we learned is that the in-game events are back. Over the couple hours of gameplay that I was able to watch today, there was only one in-game event that I saw happen, which was a jailbreak. And honestly, I'm kind of happy these in-game events are back. We obviously don't know any of the others outside of the jailbreak, but we can assume there'll probably be some sort of fire sale and other things similar to how they were in Warzone 1. One of the things I was happy to see when I was watching this was kind of a decreased presence of AI around the map. Basically, from what I gathered today, the AI is pretty much only in the strongholds, which is kind of a good thing because before they were scattered everywhere and overall just caused for a very clunky experience. So I'm glad to see that they went ahead and toned it all back and just pretty much put the AI strictly in the stronghold. One thing that I wish they would have definitely added was going to be a kill feed, like a universal kill feed, or at least give us the option to have a universal kill feed. Basically a kill feed that's similar to Blackout, Fortnite, Apex, and PUBG, where it shows everybody's in the lobby, whether they're getting kills or downing people, just because that kind of gives you a little bit of information. So for me, having the kill feed just for your team. If your teammate gets a kill, it pops them in the kill feed. But let's say somebody 1,000 meters away gets a kill, it doesn't pop up. Overall, just having a team kill feed, it really just limits the amount of information that you're able to take in, which could cause some problems, specifically late game when the circle begins to collapse and everybody begins to fight. One thing that Call of Duty has been really gassing has been the vehicles. They've been saying how the new vehicle mechanics are great and they're going to be crazy and groundbreaking. And we got to see some of that in action today. The vehicles don't seem too crazy as long as you're aware of where they are on the map, and they do pop up on your mini map. But if you're not paying attention, it's very easy to get run over. But my main concern was, is it going to be easy to take people off of the roof of the car? How is the aim assist and everything going to work? Unfortunately, I didn't get to see somebody with aim assist shoot at a car, but I did get to watch Symphony. Obviously, he's a top level Warzone player. He's a pro. He's absolutely dialed on keyboard and mouse, but it didn't look like he had too much trouble tracking, and the hit detection seemed pretty good. And aside from that, the people going from the passenger seat to the roof of the car didn't seem to really have any trouble doing that. The animations didn't seem buggy or glitchy. The hit detection was good. Overall, I'm really excited to see the role that these vehicles are going to play in Warzone 2. And then the last thing that kind of got confirmed is that there's a lot of missing features coming from Warzone 1 going into Warzone 2. Some of the most notable features that I'm kind of missing and scratching my head thinking, where are they at? There's no balloon system in Warzone 2. The map is really large, and not having a balloon system seems kind of like a little bit wonky, and it seems like a no-brainer just to have one. Aside from that, one of my favorite features from Warzone 1 that didn't make it to Warzone 2 was going to be the extra HUD information in the bottom left with the teammates. In Warzone 1, we knew if a teammate has self-res, a kill streak, a gulag token, and their cash, and obviously above all of the names, it added up the total of the cash. And for me, somebody who's not really great at math, it was super helpful. In Warzone 2, it doesn't show you really any of that. It just shows you if somebody has a self-res. And I know the game isn't out yet, and it'll probably be added later on. But for a game that's been in development for about, 2 years, these are things I expect to be coming in at launch and just should be kind of legacy or grandfathered into the newest edition, just because they are just those fan favorites, absolutely game-changing features that aren't that crazy or that intensive to make, at least from my understanding. Anyway, that's going to do it for my video. These are the things that I learned today and kind of got confirmed, and also some things I would like to see kind of switched up or added. I'm going to have a lot more of these coming out going into Warzone 2. I'm going to have a lot of tips, tricks, and guides videos. So if that kind of content interests you, go ahead and make sure to hit the sub button with the notification set to all. If you guys haven't already dropped a like, I'd appreciate that. If we could somehow break 1,000 likes, that'd be absolutely phenomenal. You guys have been killing it with the support for it lately, so thank you guys for that. Obviously, let me know in the comment section down below how you guys are feeling about Warzone 2, if you guys saw the gameplay today or just based off of what you heard here. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm sure Infinity Ward or people over at Call of Duty might be checking out this video, so if you guys have feedback, leave it in the comment section down below. Maybe they'll see it and take it into account. But as always, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.